You're only a what if away from a great summer holiday. What if it's Aussie for travel? It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
How are you?
A bit on the hangover after Telethon.
It's quite a big day, isn't it?
It's such a massive day, big weekend.
And like everyone who stays up late or stays up overnight on the Saturday night to watch it, and yeah it's a lot.
Thanks for coming and saying hello to us yesterday. We were at the family festival outside RAC Arena with the combi van. 10 till 1 yesterday. We appreciate all the people who come up and say hi. So thank you.
And shout out to anyone who might have accidentally been hit by a flying umbrella because
God,
it's like just it's like some whirly came through and just took out everyone's tents.
It seems to be like you lock that in every Telethon Sunday every year now. It was the same last year.
There'll be a freak storm at some point.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. We had an absolute ball. Hope you did too.
I mean, we love going there. We get to meet a bunch of people. Everyone comes out and says hi when we broadcast in our combi van out the front.
Yep. Thank you for braving the rain, those of you who joined us outside RAC Arena.
Yep.
It was wild. And of course, last night, late into the night, the big reveal, we smashed another record.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is a new Telethon record, $90,160,275. Wow.
That's Seven's Ryan Daniels, who got to read out the big tally in the end instead of Baz. He's taken on the role. It's huge. That's a massive honour.
It was a really massive lineup of stars this weekend too. I felt like we had more and more people come over to WA to actually experience it.
Yeah, and they wanted to talk to us.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was crazy.
Well, we've interviewed a lot of these people a lot of times, right? They know who we are now. You just sort of go, "G'day, guys," and they're like, "Oh, you again."
Like Dr. Chris Brown. We caught up with Dr. Chris Brown.
Yeah. You've been very busy on screen. We've seen you in and out of all the rooms. Yeah. Pete and I saw you in the green room as well. I'm like, do you get to go home, or are you're locked into Telethon for the whole weekend?
This is a hostage situation currently, so I'm blinking twice. So I'm hoping you pick up on the sign. But no, it's been a varied sort of 24 hours. I'm about to be Freddie Mercury in a lip sync challenge. I was just Starfish number 3 with Emma Memma in her live performance, and
take that however you want it.
Yeah.
It was very good. Did you see his lip syncing performance? It was great.
And he looked so different as Freddie Mercury.
It's got to be the moustache.
He looked just the black hair maybe. He just looked so different.
No, it was very good. We caught up with Larry Emder as well. Here we are, 15 years down the track. I finally got to tell Larry the impact he had on me as a little cadet announcer in
You
Canberra
too. It was so cute.
It was great. Back in 2011...
Yeah.
I worked in Canberra on a radio station over there.
Yeah.
You were my first ever interview that they put together and we did on the air to welcome me to Canberra and welcome me to my first ever breakfast radio gig.
Right.
And you gave me the best advice that I ever got. Excuse me.
He's
Don't
tearing
do it.
up.
No,
You're tearing up.
Tearing up. Are you
Sorry.
okay?
No, honestly, because this has sat with me forever and I've
that's
never had a
lovely.
chance to say thank you. But you said, look, whatever comes your way, just say yes, right?
Yep.
And it worked. And here I am, on the radio station that I love in the town that I love, doing what I've always wanted to do. And it's my opportunity to finally say thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate
2011,
it.
that's a lot.
Absolutely, mate. So, yeah.
Well, I think we're lucky in this business, in this industry. What you guys do and what I get to do, we're very, very lucky. And especially to do things like this, to give a little bit back, right?
Yeah.
But what I always thought when I was young in the business is so many people overthink what they want to do. And this is in life too, I think. Where I was just like, grab everything. And so by the time I get to this age, or by the time I got to 40, I've tried every different thing, and then I could make an informed decision of what I wanted to do.
Yep.
So I'm glad that stuck. I'm glad that stuck
And
with
it
you.
really has. And Pete will say yes to anything, and sometimes we are all saying, no, Pete, no.
Can I tell you afterwards, when we wrapped up, I went back to the green room.
Yep.
Now, Larry was in there. He was having lunch.
Yeah.
I was too nervous to go over and sit with him.
Absolute dog.
I couldn't believe it. I could not go and sit.
He loved it. He was chuffed that you told him that story.
It was a ripper, absolute ripper bloke. It was such a great weekend. The stars go so well. and you can just tell that they love it. There's such a great feeling in the air.
I think we don't have anything like this on the East Coast. And, they do sort of appeal-a-thons and things, but it's just not the same. I think the heart of WA is everyone looking after one another. And the kids just grow up with this. The kids just know they donate their pocket money, they help others. It's just very sweet.
And also, in Telethon's lifetime, now over $750 million raised as well for the kids. So, stunning effort, everybody.
Good
well
on
done.
you. Good morning, producer Ringo.
Good morning, team. How are we?
We're great.
Oh, excellent. Straight off the top, Petey, I've got some audio for you to play.
Oh, okay. You want this now, do you?
Straight off the top, mate.
All right, here we
go.
So, in which year did Australia officially... Excuse me. Why? Why
just wanted to hear your voice.
Just
wasn't a yay or nay.
My voice is breaking at the moment.
I love it. I'm all about it.
I'm aging gracefully into the role. Is what they say.
As a 14-year-old. Okay. Yay or nay, bring your kids to work.
3, 2, 1.
Nay. Nay. But it's tough because Pete sometimes has to bring his kids to work.
I just wanted to see where this one would go without me saying anything first, because I'm a yay. And I love it when people bring their kids into work. I absolutely love it.
Pete's also the kind of guy who will sometimes stay back after work, and I'll go, why are you still here? You don't have to be here. You can go home. And he's avoiding going home because he's got a full house of kids.
Sometimes I need to just take a deep breath before I head back into the chaos.
But when Pete brings his kids to work, Pete achieves next to nothing. I can't get him to do anything because the kids are quite distracting.
Well, you could tell them to come over and hang with you, and then I could get some stuff done.
I do, but they're kids, and kids are temperamental. Sometimes they're like, oh, Kymba, yay, hugs. We want to spend all our time with Kymba. Sometimes they don't even look me in the eye.
Yeah. You know, Ringo.
I never know what I'm going to get.
Everybody thinks I've got 3. I had 4, but Kymba ate one.
Well, shouldn't have had him covered in chocolate.
I was asking for it. Well, a neurosurgeon in Austria has been arrested for allegedly allowing her 12-year-old daughter to drill into a patient's skull during surgery. So I think there is a line on what
Pete
sort of
does
jobs.
That. Pete's like, get in here and goes, get him. Go and say to the kids, sit there, put the headphones on, push a few buttons. Here, this is how you play sound effects. That person is just doing what every parent does in their job.
It's a little bit different.
Anyway, she's been arrested, lost her job.
Amazing.
Patient's fine, though, so apparently the 12-year-old pretty good at brain surgery, which is exciting to hear.
Right.
All right, next one. Asking celebs for a selfie.
3, 2, 1.
Yay. But I must admit, there were a lot of celebs there at Telethon over the weekend, and there were plenty I wanted to get a selfie with, and I was too nervous, and so I didn't. And actually, Kymba needed to step in and help me get a photo with the one that I was really excited to get a photo with.
Who was it?
Emma.
Oh, okay, that's a good get.
He was
That's a big
he's
one.
like, I can't go and ask her for a photo. And I was like, are we seriously having this conversation? I had to step up and be like, look, my son Pete is a really big fan of yours. Is there a chance we could get a pic?
See, you're all for take your kid to work day. There you go.
Well, can I just say there was a bit of disparity around the security guards at Telethon yesterday.
Yeah.
So Ben Cousins, 0 security, 1 publicist.
Right.
Larry and Chris Brown, they had 2 security guards each and a publicist.
Yeah.
But the one who was flanked by 4 security guards and a publicist, Fat Cat.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Brooke and I did the awkward, can we get a photo with Fat Cat? We were told no. Fat Cat's got to keep moving. He was flanked.
You were told no.
Fat Cat was on the
He was
move. You know, when you think
surrounded, wasn't he?
Yeah, you think you can just sort of jump in there quickly. Go, no, not Fat Cat.
Mate, ever since Telethon started banking millions like that, he's changed.
Yeah.
He hardly even talks to us anymore.
Fridayz Live kicked off in Brisbane and then went to Sydney over the weekend. So far, the feedback is everything we were hoping to hear.
Pitbull. He was the top one for me tonight.
He nailed it.
Definitely Mariah Carey. I've always loved her, and it was just so awesome seeing her live. And she played Why Are You So Obsessed With Me? I love that song.
Favourite artist, Jordan Sparks. I've never seen her live before, and I've never cried in a concert up until that. There was all kinds of dancing. I don't know, I was just gripping the rail and holding on for dear life.
Yeah. And I pissed my pants, so.
Fridayz Live is the best!
Kerrod joins us now. He used to work for us on this show, and now he's in Sydney as our R&B Friday Sydney correspondent. Fridayz Live Sydney correspondent. Good morning to you, Kerrod.
Good morning, Pete and Kymba. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
It really has. You got the benefit of living in the future now that you're in Sydney. So you get to tell us what Fridayz Live was like because you've already been.
I have, and guys, honestly, when I saw the lineup, I was like, wow, that's one of the best lineups I've seen. I've been to a couple of these. This year was hands down the best one that I've been to. Absolutely, blown away by some of the performances that I saw on Saturday night.
Amazing.
Kerrod, I'm putting the cone of silence down, all right? Okay? None of work is listening, all right? It's just us. Are you just putting it on because you're a company man, or was it really the best you've ever had?
Macklemore that played a couple of years ago was on par with this year.
Great. I mean, you can probably release us from the code of silence because he's not going to say anything bad. Okay, great.
All right, we're back.
Amazing. So, I mean, look, I don't want to jump straight to it, but I do want to know Pitbull and Mariah. I mean, they are the main acts, the main headliners, and, did they live up to the hype?
Honestly, when it comes to Pitbull, I think everyone knows that he's the big party man. He's he's got the songs that kind of get everyone up and about. His performance was incredible. He had backup dancers. He had a live band behind him. The lights, the special effects, the big screen behind him was incredible. Blew me away. The amount of people that dressed up as baldies with their bald caps and their suits and stuff on with the fake facial hair and everything was incredible. And then when it comes to Mariah, I know that there's been a lot of people talking about how she's not running around on stage. She's just kind of floating around. I see that. But when she's hitting the notes that she's hitting live, you can't do both. She was incredible. In terms of her range, and people talk about how high she can sing, how low she can go, she hit all of it. Even the high notes in emotions, she was hitting those and nailing them.
Now, one of the big things of contention over here at the moment is the chatter about the fact that a lot of people said, I want to hear Mariah do her Christmas song, why wouldn't we? Now, Brisbane, we believe, did miss out on the Christmas song, and we're like, obviously she's not going to play it. And then Sydney, you got a little something extra.
We did. We got a bit of All I Want for Christmas. The crowd was not expecting it. And when it started, everyone, it was probably the loudest roar of the night. It was just incredible. There was snow being thrown around the stadium. There was...
Oh, wow.
On the screen, there was massive, a massive Christmas tree and dances and everything. So she really, really turned it on. And I'm hoping that she does the same in Perth.
Well, you kind of feel like she has to now, right? I mean, you could get away with not doing it, I guess. I mean, you shouldn't, but in Brisbane because it's show 1. But now because you've done show 2, everybody else from there is going to be expecting that experience.
You would think so. She can't really backtrack now, can she? She's really kind of gone all in with it.
I heard people were leaving because they thought the show had finished.
Yeah, because it was an encore, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And also, the thing was, there were a heap of people that were wearing Pitbull caps that were leaving after Pitbull. So the mosh pit kind of cleared it out a bit. But then they ended up coming back in for Mariah. So there was a slew of people wearing bald caps walking straight out after Pitbull's concert. But then a whole bunch of them ended up coming back in. So they must have just wanted a couple of drinks or something.
Yeah, they were just off to get drinks, mate. That's all that was. It was a drinks break. All right, buddy. Well, that sounds like we've got so much to look forward to for Fridayz Live, which lands here for us this week. It's going to be absolutely massive.
And can I just quickly ask, Kerrod, highlight support act, like one of the earlier acts of the day? Who should I be looking out for specifically?
Toss up between Jordan Sparks and Eve.
Jordan Sparks'
great. Voice is incredible, and Eve is just a superstar. She's so good live.
Okay. Great,
awesome,
thank
mate.
you.
Hey, nice to catch up with you. Hope everything's going well over there in Sydney, and we look forward to catching up with you again very soon, brother.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you, Pete and Kymba. Speak very soon. Love you both.
Kisses, Kerrod, kisses.
You can't say kisses, Kerrod, to our Sydney correspondent. This is embarrassing.
Cone of silence. Whoosh. Kisses, Kerrod. Kisses. We bask in the glow of a record-breaking telethon weekend.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is a new telethon record, $90,160,275. Wow.
And over $750 million raised in
So
telethon's
much money.
history. It's huge. It's well done. Well done, WA. Now, here's the next thing you need to do, right? You need to make sure you're at the last game and last home game of the AFLW season on Halloween, by the way. So this is next week, Friday, October 31 at Mineral Resources Park. West Coast Eagles versus Carlton. You can get your tickets via Ticketmaster or at the gate as we welcome in Charlie Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Charlie. Welcome back. I would like to turn up on Halloween at Mineral Resources Park and just see everything covered in those fake cobwebs, just to really set the scene. Don't you think they should get involved like that?
I reckon they might.
Yeah.
A few decorations here or there.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Would like anything like surprising planned? Like, are you guys going to come out in costumes? Is there going to be like blood or like what are
You
we
have
doing?
to wait and see. You have to come down and have a look, I reckon.
Very exciting.
Like, there's blood you have to get off the field. That you can't play.
The blood rule.
It's a blood rule.
Hey, so this is a pretty big deal. I mean, not 100% a lock yet, but just about there with 2 games in hand and possibly the first ever finals berth for the West Coast Eagles AFLW. How exciting.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to the next 2 games. Obviously, they're vital in the setting up the rest of our final season, hopefully. But yeah, the best thing about it is that it's fully in our control. We're not waiting on anyone else to see percentages or anything like that. Like, our fate's in our hands, so the next 2 games are super important.
Yep.
As you get closer, does coaching change? Is it starting to become like, do they go for a different tactic? Do they get a little bit harder on you? Is it a little bit more pressure?
Not really, but it's kind of like something that no one wants to talk about, but it's just better to talk about it. Like,
Yeah, but
we always dance around it, but it's like you got to talk about it at the end of the day because that's what we're here to try and do. So, sticking to the same process because obviously that's what's got us into this position. But a little bit more nerves around the place probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very exciting. So Sydney first up this week and then Carlton at home the following weekend.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Well, speaking of nerves, I can't believe you've agreed to do this. Pete and I get really nervous when we play this because you've agreed to play Fill in the Gap with us, which we love, which is a game we play where we play a little bit of music, you sing along, and then the music drops out. You have to keep singing, and then we hope that you come back in with the music and it times perfectly.
Charlie Thomas,
That's
you
the
ready
plan.
to do this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Now, the first time we caught up with you, we were talking about sort of, the way that you get warmed up for games and some of the songs that you might like, and you mentioned this song by an artist called Gracie Abrams. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you sing this song, you like this song, like the artist.
Yeah.
So this is your song for today.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Are you?
No, not really. No, I'll be right. I just
See,
wanna go.
and that's what differentiates an athlete from the rest of us, is that they're able, even when they're not confident, they're like, I've got this and I'm confident. That's ready to go.
It's mindset.
Yeah, it is.
All right. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to start playing the track. Now, a little bit of helpful advice, right? Start singing with it. Like, as you hear the music, start singing with it. That way you're ready. When the gap comes in, you're going anyway. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Charlie Thomas from West Coast Eagles, AFLW. It's time to fill in the gap.
But I think I lost it. Said that I was fine. Said it from the coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking. That's my life. That's my life. I put up a fight, taking out my earrings. Don't you know the vibe? Don't you know the feeling? You should spend the night. Catch me on your ceiling. That's your price. That's your price. Oh! Not bad. Not bad.
Wow.
That was good.
I reckon that's one of the best we've had from a guest. It has to be.
That was
Pat on the
very
back.
good.
Oh, well done.
Also, too, I've never known any of those lyrics. I've just been going. That was great.
Charlie, I mean, with an effort like that, finals have got to be a lock. Certainly got to be a lock, but we wish you all the best. And those of you listening to this right now, get behind the girls, okay? So Sydney away this week, and then next week we want to see you at the last game for the West Coast Eagles home and away AFLW season on Halloween, Friday, October 31, Mineral Resources Park, as they take on Carlton and lock in finals. Tickets via Ticketmaster or at the gate. Great to catch up with you, mate. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you on Halloween.
What do you know? There's another example of humans losing their minds.
What a surprise.
Celebrities will put their name on a product and it sells out. And that's not unusual, although I do feel that that idea in itself already indicates that the humans have lost it.
Yeah.
But Kim Kardashian's newest item has me completely baffled. Kim has released her latest addition to her underwear label, Skims. It is the faux hair micro string thong.
Okay, so it's a
now, to put that in
G-string.
perspective, it is a $32 US $32.
So that's like $65 here or something, right?
It's like a $60-something merkin that's sold out in minutes. Okay, it's sold out in minutes. It didn't take that long to move them. It is a G-string with full bush. It comes in a variety of hair textures and tones attached to the front.
Okay.
So whatever ghastly thing you're imagining in your mind right now, that's it. Whatever you can see in your head, that is what she's selling, okay? And that is what people bought in minutes and sold out. And so somebody asked Kim, whose idea was this? And she did talk about how she'd been at a shoot and someone wanted hair down there once. And she said, why couldn't it just be easy and just have it on a thong? This is what Kim said.
Whose idea was that headline-making G-string? I did a shoot and we had it was just a fun, silly idea. But a lot of other people have done that, like Galliano and so it was funny. I'm shocked it got so much attention. We've been laughing and talking about it all day long.
I cannot shut up about it. We're in full bush mode and I now need one. Thank you, Kim.
2025, we're in full bush mode.
They're literally joking and laughing.
Right.
She says, we've been laughing about it all day. Like, they are joking and laughing at consumers' expense and stupidity, and yet people will still spend their money. Like, she's rubbing it in your face how dumb you are. And you're still buying them.
I'm not sure you want this rubbed in your face. Like, I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at the different range that they got. So there's like reds and oranges, blacks, browns, like every colour.
It's just different textures in case you want some.
I would love to know if there's anybody out there who either bought it or would wear something like this. Why wouldn't you just let it grow? I mean, if you wanted to, why wouldn't you just...
Oh, because you can spend over $60 and buy Kim Kardashians. The humans have lost it.
Oh, my goodness. I thought this was important to talk about this morning because AI is continuing to grow into our lives, whether we like it or not. And in this case, it's starting to affect how you, listening to this show, and your kids are going to be going for jobs. Now, a video went viral over the weekend. This is a young bloke by the name of Jamie talking about his experience going for a job at Woolies and how it involved AI.
The step that comes after that is an AI interview where a chatbot asks you questions, you have to answer them. And I thought, you know what, I get it, I guess this isn't too terrible. And then the second stage came around and it was another AI interview where I had to record answers and send them into a chatbot, which was a demoralising experience and really made me feel worse than any normal interview could have. After that, I didn't hear from them for 6 weeks. And today, after a long period of waiting, I finally found out that I did not get the job to be a team member at a local Woolworths, having spoken to 0 people.
So there you have it. So that's Jamie from New South Wales talking about how he's been rejected from Woolworths after 2 AI interviews. He's calling the experience dystopian and demoralising. For more on this, we're going to our tech expert, Trevor Long. Good morning to you, mate. Thanks for joining us. First off the bat, what are your thoughts about this AI interviews? And then from there, can you explain to us how it works?
My first thought, good morning, is to say get used to it because it's going to happen a lot more. I mean, I look at this in a couple of ways. I think, Woolies and Coles, these huge stores that are everywhere, they probably get more job applications, both to specific roles and just randomly than any other business. You think about teenagers applying for a start. They've got to find a way to filter out or filter down to the people that they might potentially want at their stores. So it used to be just random. You just hopefully, find your way through it. And now what they're doing is they're essentially running a quiz or a questionnaire through AI. And he mentions very clearly it's a chat bot, so which means you get a text question on the screen and then you type an answer. And the second time round, it was more of a, you record an answer. And that's partly for them to check that it's actually a human being and someone real trying to apply. Look, he didn't make the cut. I don't know what to say to the poor bloke, but there's hundreds of people that miss out on jobs every single day. I don't think AI is to blame.
Well, I guess how do they know? Because I always think about the more specific details, the nuances of when you're putting a team together, the kind of people that you need in a team. Like the AI is not going to read the emotions or the kind of type of person that you are.
No, spot on, but it will get better at that too. And I think, we don't know, I don't think Woolworths has officially responded to this yet, but my guess is that, if you had 1,000 applications, they all go through AI and maybe the team leader at Woolworths gets 15 or 20 to decide from, so there's a human decision at the end. There's no guarantee here or story that AI does the entire process. I was surprised, to be honest, that there wasn't actually a kind of interactive AI here. Think of, you can actually talk to ChatGPT and Gemini in a real human way. I'm surprised we're not at that point already. And if we're not now, then we probably will be within a few months. And in that case, companies will be able to use AI to essentially look for certain things like emotion, like tone of voice, like, language. There'll be a bunch of things that AI will be able to do. So while people will be freaked out about this, and it is somewhat dystopian, we've got to get used to it because it's going to be the norm.
Trev, just to that point, how far does it go?
It's a great question. I think that there will be a time, and we should say that he made it clear, and you would have heard it there, that they did disclose that there would be some AI in this. So we need to make sure that AI is disclosed at all times. But I think it'll probably get to a point where you sit on a video call and you might not know if the person interviewing you, if you're the applicant, is actually real. Like that is genuinely possible right now. You think about the AI. I saw a video of the Queen Elizabeth, playing a computer game live streaming and, acknowledging the live streamers. I mean, it looks so real to me. Obviously, it wasn't real, but, we can do so much with video and AI right now. I think it's very possible that it won't be long before you're doing Zoom interviews with an AI staff member. And again, that from a Woolworths perspective, if you can pay an AI company X amount of dollars to narrow down the field to find you the most energetic, interesting, yada, 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 just define your needs. And then as long as there's a human making the final decisions, I think it's going to become the norm. I really do.
I mean, I suppose we're not that far away from even needing staff, right? Because you can order your food online, you can order to Colesworth online, and then they send one of the robots down the aisles to grab the stuff from they don't even need aisles, right? They'll just grab it from a warehouse, throw it in a basket, ship it up. We don't actually need humans.
We need humans, I think, for the human interaction part. You want someone who's got a good demeanor about them to do the customer-facing thing. So if we're going to get rid of the customer-facing jobs and they're replaced by apps and, deliveries, then maybe we don't need interviews anymore and everyone should get the job. If they apply for a job because it's behind the scenes, there's not even stacking shelves anymore. Maybe we won't need AI in the interview process because we'll just take anyone in the job. I don't know. It's a fascinating kind of future.
The only human interaction I'm getting is, can I check your bags as I walk out? It's just.
I don't believe that you correctly self-checkouted. We need to go through the whole process again.
Get over to our latest show to check out on Netflix, Kymba.
A new Netflix doco, unlike any you have seen before. It is called The Perfect Neighbour. Now, the entire doco is made using real footage from police body cams. Okay, so the entire film. So every single time that the police went out to this one particular street for an ongoing neighbourhood dispute, their body cams were on and you see everything unfold in real time, essentially.
Wow, unreal.
Okay, so it's really unusual. I mean, you might have seen some little snippets of this sort of stuff online. You would have seen, bits of body cam footage, but to see an actual entire film put together this way is very unique. And I dare say we're probably going to see a lot more of it after this.
Okay.
It's the true story from 2023 of an entire community versus one resident, Susan Lawrence. Now, it's a housing complex in Florida full of duplexes with young families, and the kids all play out in the street together every day. And Susan isn't happy about it.
Okay. Too much noise or what?
Yeah. Now, you see the police go out to respond to her 911 calls that are constant to the police about the neighbourhood issues with the kids.
Our triple O, that's emergency services.
Yes. And this is not a spoiler because it's revealed you'll see it everywhere, and also it's revealed in the doco quite quickly.
Yeah.
It eventually comes to someone being shot and killed over a basic neighbourhood complaint. Now, I've got a bit of the trailer here for you. It can be a little bit hard to understand because it is 911 calls, etc. But the doco itself is also subtitled, so it makes it a lot easier to understand. But here's a little taste of what it's like.
Are you having problems with the neighbor's children? I called because the kids from across the street, they shouldn't be screaming and running around.
Okay.
All the kids like to play. She said they can't walk or even throw their football over there.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Several kids out there right now are screaming, yelling. I'm peaceful, I'm quiet. I don't bug anybody. I'm like the perfect neighbor.
So, sorry, at the beginning that sounds like that's her, the neighbour who's making the complaints.
Yes.
Saying things like they shouldn't be screaming and running around.
She has complaints about the kids playing football and in the neighbouring lot and screaming and playing in the yard like kids.
Okay.
And it's ongoing. Now, this doco is very, very powerful. It won many awards already because it's confronting, it's devastating, it's confusing, and really it's maddening. Like, you can't believe that this is how people conduct their lives. Like, you just, even though you've seen so many countless examples of it, you're like, I can't believe people behave like this.
Yeah.
And it's creating conversation because it still leaves you with questions, despite the fact that the footage is undeniable. You know, you see everything happening on camera.
But then how can it leave you with questions? Is it just not enough of it or what?
Well, because, I suppose it's always, there's still a little bit of they've said this and she said this, but it is just, because it's hard to believe that a neighbourhood dispute over kids playing with football can create someone being shot and killed.
Yeah, well,
it's
stranger
just
things have happened.
But it's a really captivating doco. You should check it out. It's on Netflix now, and it's called The Perfect Neighbour, and that's what she claims to be.
You say that you can't believe that sort of thing can lead to where it's led to. But how often have we heard like neighbours from hell? And how it gets to a point where it is that bad or that hard to live next door to someone, whether it's their fault or whether it's actually, the other person's fault. The stories are absolutely incredible.
My last neighbour was so terrible that I ended up selling my house and moving. I had to put myself in debt. I had to get a bigger loan and put myself in debt to get away from her.
Get out. Hey, listen, open the phone. So 131060, can we hear your neighbours from hell stories this morning?
I've just told you about this documentary that's dropped on Netflix called The Perfect Neighbour. This woman, Susan Lawrence, who claims she is the perfect neighbour because she's just a quiet lady who stays in her house all the time and she doesn't cause anyone any problems. But the neighbourhood disputes are ongoing to the point where they call 911 that many times that they've made an entire film using the police body cam footage.
It's unreal that they had that much footage to be able to use.
It's astounding. I cried. It's dramatic. And we want to talk about bad neighbours.
All right, Ashley, what have you got for us?
Hello, guys. How are we?
We're good, Ash.
Good. You sound chipper for someone with a neighbour from hell.
She thankfully no longer lives with us, but this woman had way too much time on her hands. So anytime she was walking around in the apartment complex, she would have body cam on her, and she would actively go out of her way to harass any contractors that we had on site who were fixing like the pool room or the retic and stuff, and like try to force them to provide documentation and their driver's license and stuff.
Wow. Isn't it a good thing that someone's fixing the building up and doing all the repairs?
Yeah, it's either that or the place falls down or you don't have retic in the summer. But yeah, it was just constant. And then when she was living in the two-story part, she hated the neighbours underneath her. So she would get dirty mop water and drop it onto their clean clothes that were drying on the balcony underneath her.
What a Fruit Loop.
So why don't people just remove themselves from these situations? Like if you're that person, I suppose because they're the people who would follow them everywhere, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, they're taking that
creating it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, Beck, what's your Neighbours from Hell story?
Hey guys, we had a brothel move in next door.
Oh, regular biz?
Yeah, it was great. The kids are out there washing the cars and could see straight into the main room that was used.
Get out.
It was really bad.
Beck,
I thought you were saying the kids were washing the cars of the people visiting, like turning it into a business. Like, how do we capitalise on this?
Coming and goings at all time of the night and all sorts?
Yep. Yeah, all sorts, and trucks delivering drugs for their side business.
Oh, wow. And ultimately, what happened? Was it cops that got in there and cleared them out, or did they get moved on, or what?
No, they were cops that got in there and cleared them out, and we saw the trucks that we'd seen quite regularly on the news a few months later.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is unreal.
Interesting.
That happened. My in-laws had a property that they ended up finding out that it was being used as a brothel.
Oh.
Yeah. That's apparently more common than you'd think.
People trying to just have an innocent business going and everyone's trying to shut them down.
Hey, Marie, now you're currently living with neighbour issues. What's going on?
Oh, I live... Hi, by the way.
Hi.
I've been living in a 4-unit complex, and we have a communal driveway. And my neighbour has a problem. If I reverse into my driveway and put black marks on her brick paving, she gets upset to the point now she puts her recycling bin in the middle of the driveway so I can't even get out of my driveway.
Oh, no. How does it get this bad? It's so ridiculous, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just feel like it should be a normal conversation.
She's sorry?
She's concerned about the bricks getting black marks on them. To the point now that she's even spray painting the bricks once I've gone over them with black marks on my tyres.
That's amazing. That it can even get to this stage like early on. Have you spoken to her? Have you tried to work it out?
I have spoken to her, but no avail. She's just a grumpy old lady that has her own ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope that's all that it ends in, is just a few grumpy people who are angry at each other rather than what I saw in this Netflix doco.
Yeah. What was the name of that? Perfect Neighbour.
The Perfect Neighbour.
All right, on Netflix now.
What is trending, producer Brooke?
Good morning. Look, I feel a bit torn about this one because I'm not even sure if we should be talking about it or if we should be giving it sort of the air or the space, but let's talk about it. Britney Spears.
Right.
So, look, I'll give you a little bit of background. Britney's kids are 19 and 20 now. She did lose, she did lose custody, when they were very young, and her ex, Kevin Federline, has raised the boys and was getting I would imagine, a pretty sizable custody child support agreement.
I can tell you how much that figure is.
How much?
$20,000 a month.
There you go.
$20,000 a month for the kids, and then $20,000 for the child support, and another $20,000 in alimony just for the duration of their marriage.
Gee, wow.
But that stopped. Jaden turned 18, and he's now 19, so that stopped, and that's Britney's basically said that's why this book came out, the tell-all book, because obviously he needed a way to make money.
Kevin's book.
Kevin brought a book
Kevin
out.
Wrote the
yes,
book. Right.
yeah. So he's come out now. Look, the tell-all book was pretty horrific. It didn't paint Britney in the best light. She obviously wasn't very happy about it. She's come out and said there's a lot of lies in that book, but now Kevin has done an interview. He's spoken to E! and basically talking about how Britney needs help. Have a listen.
I kind of have to sound the alarm that I truly feel that somehow, some way, I just wish that their mom would get help. What's going on now, and I'm not going to get into details because I'm not going to just expose her personal life, but it's 10 times worse than anything that I've said in my book. I've stayed with my mouth shut for the sake of my family. I've tried to help my sons build a relationship with their mother, and I pray to God every day that she gets the help that she needs or wakes up and realizes that you have 2 sons right there in front of you that are screaming for a life with you, the same that they have with the rest of their family. At the end of the day, I just want Britney to be around for her children for a long time.
Oh, who was he saying that to? It feels like that felt like a very personal chat that you have at the intervention, not publicly to everyone else.
Well, I'm so confused about this because you look at Britney's Instagram videos, she doesn't look right. She doesn't look well. Let's be completely honest there. But also, why is he talking now when the money's dried up, instead of like not passionately talking about this for the last 20 odd years.
The timing, the timing is off. And look, she's responded on her Instagram. She said the constant gaslighting from her ex-husband is extremely hurtful and exhausting. She also goes on to say that she's begged her sons to be a part of her life. She's actually only seen one son for 45 minutes in the last 5 years, and the other son 4 visits over 5 years. So look, she says she's had enough. It's all lies. And she said she's been living a sacred and private life for the past 5 years. I'm not sure that she's been living a private life I feel like we've seen a lot in the last 5 years. And I agree. I think a lot of the content on her Instagram, I don't know. Yeah,
well, it feels like the videos come out sort of slightly out of context too. Like she'll just do something and it comes across as really random or a bit weird, or she doesn't look that healthy, and it just.
Well, for a while, fans were wondering if maybe someone else was. They were old videos that had been AI. Like there was a lot of questions. And look, I want her to be happy. I love Britney. Like I'm such a fan. But yeah, I do. I feel really torn on this one.
Are you though, or are you a fan of Britney when we all were a fan of Britney? Back in the late 90s, early 00s, when she was our Britney.
I only became a fan of Britney post all of this. I became a fan of Britney during, like, finding out after she was released from all of these contracts with her father and everything.
Okay.
And I think she got a really raw end of the deal. And
yeah, her book was epic.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot more about her, but I feel like at the moment I just don't know if he should be saying that stuff out to everybody else, because nothing anyone else can do about it. We can't go in and save her.
No.
Watch this space. Hey, we're going to come back in just a moment and catch up with our mate Kerrod, who was in Sydney to see Fridayz live. So it went to Brisbane first, then Sydney. It's here in WA, hitting Langley Park this Friday night. Mariah Carey had a massive surprise for people in Sydney that
I hope
didn't
Mariah's
happen in
voice
Brisbane.
Is better than yours, mate.
Mate,
I hope that she gets through the week without this struggle that you're having.
Let it happen. All right, let it happen. Ride the wave with me of whatever the hell it is.
Every day.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, 6 to 9 weekdays. You can't miss Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, and you can't miss a great summer holiday with What If, with loads of accommodation options, plus flights, car hire, and things to do. Book your trip on whatif.com or download the What If app today. What if it's Aussie for travel?